So just nicking around all the animals again this morning. Lulu's joining me. Shed in the distance there, looking great. They're putting in the final panels today. They disappear tomorrow, so hopefully they'll have most of that done. Concrete's getting poured tomorrow, so they'll be preparing for the concrete today, so I'll help the bigger guys with that later on. But me and my dad have got an agronomy meeting this morning. It used to be on Zoom, well it was on Zoom for a while, until we're back again now to going around each other's farm in the group. Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning Holly! So I'm just in the field of rape at the moment. Big breakdown. It's the drill working there. See, the Highlanders are not charging in so often now. That's just because there's so much grass, they've got plenty of food for them. So they don't come charging in like they were before when the grass was short. You can see the calves are really starting to grow, they're kicking on now. So next stage we'll get them some food, start kicking them on a wee bit more. They'll be needing a croup feeder, so we have ordered one, we're waiting for it to come. That'll hopefully help the grass situation a wee bit. There's realistically just a fraction too many cattle on this size of field, so there's minimal grass at the moment. Now to walk all the way down to the door to get in. Final concrete panels. Bigger guys are here preparing for concrete, and then these guys are doing the flashings on the edges. Just been clearing up some rubbish with a forklift, put it in the trailer, but I can now take the tape off of this windscreen. Scott Agri here servicing it out again. They're just a couple of wee bits they didn't have with them. Windscreen mounts for the wee visor that pulls down to hook onto, didn't have them. Some bulbs and there's something else, I can't remember. Had the agronomy meeting. He'll be back out later to come to our farm specifically and look at a few bits, but the general consensus of the meeting was to figure out and nail down what we're going to be doing for next year in terms of varieties of choice, what varieties are kind of easing off on disease resistance and new up and coming varieties. So we need to make our minds up about quite a few things. Need to order a few bits and bobs because the prices of stuff is just going like that. So he is encouraging everyone to buy everything they're needing now. Just doing the rebar at the moment, so it's polythene goes down and then they go around the bases of the concrete to tie in the beams, and then rebar all the way around the edges. That's the steel kind of facing to lay the concrete against, because it's not all getting done, and I want to lay to there, then take that away and lay the next bit. Ends coming on. That's the guys ready now. We're all ready for concrete, so coming tomorrow. We start, I think the first lorry will be about 8. Start getting it poured and get it all done. It'll be about 11 loads concrete getting poured tomorrow, and that'll be a third of the shed. Arbro feed mixer in, making up hen feeding. I'm just clearing up this wee pile of wood chips. Just been out with Dad and the agronomist around the fields, having a look at a few bits and bobs. I think everything's looking quite good. Oats are due a wee spray for aphids, which will be bugs, and herbicide. Still need to put another lick of paint on that trailer. Hopefully I might get, after these wood chips, I might get it, unless something else comes up. Also cut my hand, that's why I've got a makeshift plaster on it. Wouldn't stop bleeding. That's the Sparky just finished up, so we've now got power from this corner where the box is on the other side of the door to the new shed. The lights are all in, their own switches. The breaker's not quite big enough, he didn't have one in his van, so don't turn them both on at the same time basically. So we've got the lights working, that'll be handy for the concrete tomorrow. Digger guys will be working through the night to polish that. You don't want to miss it going off, otherwise it'll give you a terrible finish. He's quite good at keeping on top of that, he knows his concrete. So ideal having the lights for that. Also he's still to come out and do the lights on the outside of the shed, just some spotlights so we can get about the shed at night time, at harvest time. Other than that, he's basically done. So he's been and gone, and he'll be back in a couple of weeks to do those outside lights. That's the wood chips done there. I thought it was actually going to be way more space in the hopper, but because it's been so warm recently, the heating's not been on, so we've hardly used any of the wood chips. So we won't need a pile for a good, at least 3, well, we'll get it in 2 weeks time, but it won't be ready to fill up until for 3 weeks probably. Kev's back in with the hedge cutter. He's been doing verges all day. Kev's just been changing the flails, so there you go, there's a broken one. So he's put a new flail on for there, otherwise it gets unbalanced, and also it's obviously lost the chopping blade on that side. So these rotate and hit the grass on the verge and snap it and break it and churn it up. It's a hedge cutter here, so there you go, there's a new one he's put on. There's the other ones, and obviously there's one on each side so they're balanced, so if you kind of lose a chunk it becomes unbalanced and it'll rattle, so new one. Delivery for the shop, I think it's called a dry ager, so you put meat in it, that's to be kept for a wee bit, and it's got kind of salts in it, and the system works for drying out the meat, or not drying out the meat but keeping the conditions round about it really dry, so it can be preserved. So hopefully, I think the plan is so people can order ahead, or if people have got orders for big cuts or whatnot that they especially need that we're not really going to have a consistent amount of, we can keep them for them. You can actually see the dial going up that fast. Yesterday's question of the day was, what was this? And it's the oil dipstick. I've taken it out. Comes out of that wee hole, and then you clean it off. Put it in, come on. Oh, a drunk Saturday night. There you go. In and out, and there you go. Oil between the mark. If it'll focus. It's not going to focus. Anyway, that's how it works. Finished up for the night. Really nice evening. It's been like 24, 25 degrees today. Absolutely scorching. Over my shoulder there, that's question of the day. What is that? Not a nice one. Container project. It's getting there. Lining is almost complete. Still got a bit there. Those ends and the doorway as well. All to finish up. Then there needs to be a countertop built. That'll be built in good time, but not getting there. This is the door, so it's not hinged yet, but they can frame it, insulate it, plywood. Good. Then I need to hang it on here. Got hinges to do that.
I got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in a world of cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. Life is good today. Well, a plane touched down just about 3 o'clock, and the city's still on my mind.
The reactions must be slowing. Michael would have been quick enough to wipe me out there.
Bikinis and palm trees danced in my head. I was still in the baggage line. Concrete cars, oh, they own prison bars like this life I'm living in. But the plane brought me farther. I'm surrounded by water, and I'm not going back again. I got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in a world of cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. Life is good today. Adios and via con Dios. Yeah, I'm leaving GA. And if it weren't for tequila, understay. Adios and via con Dios.